All right, what's up? Looks like we got one person in here, but we'll wait for a few more to join. And we'll get started. Let me get set up here at the same time. We'll see if a few more people join in, and then we'll get going. Let's see. What we got here? Events. So same setup as last time, you guys. We'll run the camera here, and then I got my laptop here, and then any questions, just gonna be like an open question type night, whatnot, and then we'll just see how many people join. I know it's a little bit later, but we'll get it cracking here. Give me one sec. All right, so I'll kind of let you guys know a few things, just so if anybody watches this, that it doesn't get too boring at the beginning. Let you know what's going on with some different stuff and different stuff in the garage too. I know it's probably going to be a little bit late on the East Coast, so I don't know how many people will join, but either way, we'll still do the usual. Like I said, short notice too, you guys. I gotta try to coordinate when I get home and when I'm able to do this, and I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. So once I go live, and then I can't really I gotta wait for people to join, but I don't want to leave you guys just sitting there staring at nothing at the same time. So there we go. A few more people are joining in. Again, sorry guys for like the late post or late vid or live, and being late and then giving you short notice, but it just happened to be when I got home finally. So if you guys are dropping in, drop a line, any questions, we'll get some stuff kicking off here. Jason, what's up, man? What's going on, Jason? And I'll let you know what's going on behind too. So I guess we'll start. So you guys probably got the drift by now that the Hell Ram build is over. I think I've said that a few times now. And what the plan is, tomorrow I'm supposed to hopefully get some footage of the truck complete is the plan. So I'm trying to get like some final footage of the truck with it all together. And then if I can do that tomorrow, being Saturday, then once I get the footage of the truck 100% the way, at its full build, like supercharged, wheels lowered, all that stuff, then I can start putting it back to stock is the plan. So just hoping I can get that tomorrow. So we're gonna get some drone footage and some cool stuff just so we can kind of wrap up the whole Hell Ram build and send it off in good fashion. So you guys probably noticed behind me, I'm starting to kind of put up my my different stuff in the garage. So we got over here, we got Omar's Lamborghini drawing. He actually painted that. Another one over here, we got the Ferrari one. Of course, you guys know the HP tuners. And if you guys can see way over here, we actually have a Viper one too. So got a bunch of stuff. You guys probably aren't too much fans of this one, but also have a big Audi one here as well. So got a bunch of stuff, and kind of do the whole garage too with a bunch of cool stuff at the same time. So let's see. SSH says, love the wheels on the Viper. Thanks, man. They're custom powder coated. So if you guys ever get used set of wheels, I highly recommend powder coating wheels. These are actually, I can't show you guys now, but I picked up these wheels and they were like horrendous looking. Somebody had painted them. They were originally polished. They're aluminum, but they were polished. They looked really good from the factory. They're actually forged line. They're forged wheels. They're really expensive wheels, but they were polished. And then somebody painted them with paint, like car paint. It was professionally done, but it was painted. Black centers. It was a combination black and red centers and spokes, and then the lips were red. It looked bad in my opinion, but we ended up stripping that, and then those are powder coated that bronze color that you see them. I was in a toss up between polishing them and powder coating them, but we went with bronze, and I'm pretty happy with the look. Nick says, hi my friend. What's up, Nick? George says, thanks for the videos and update. Good channel. Thank you guys again. I know there's not too many people in here, but thanks for your support, you guys. I mean, this channel wouldn't be here without you guys, so thanks to you guys. What else we got? Mauricio says, Give me a work. Give you a work? I don't know what you mean, but sure. Jason Deal says, working. I need some parts off the truck. So yeah, there's a lot of people that want parts for the truck, which is, I don't know, fine by me. It's gonna get sold. All the parts are getting sold regardless. It's just a matter of getting them off, and then logistics of if you guys are local or not, because shipping some of the stuff is heavy. Some guy was asking me about shipping the lowering kit and stuff to him or for him, and I honestly don't think some of it's worth it. The lowering kit and a lot of the stuff, because the big truck is pretty heavy, so I don't think I'm gonna try to sell the stuff locally if possible, but if not, we can always ship some of the stuff out. So like I said, what's gonna happen is we're gonna hopefully get that footage done tomorrow. Truck will get parted out, and then I'm going to decide whether I'm gonna try to sell the truck privately or trade it in. It really depends which happens first. I'll probably list the truck stock locally or whatever privately, while I look for whatever the next vehicle is, and then jump on it. I'm starting to kind of debate whether I should, like, the next project vehicle isn't 100% set in stone. I think what it's going to be is I wanted to get a newer Corvette and do that as a build, but I'm starting to think maybe we get like an older one. Like, you got to figure, if we put a ton of money into buying the vehicle, then we won't have as much money for mods, right? It's just kind of basic math. But if I get a cheap vehicle, like say whatever, a cheap older vehicle, then we can dump a bunch of money into it or have more money for mods and make it fast. So it's kind of like, it could go either way really. So that's kind of where we're at. I was debating getting the newer Corvette, which would be awesome and badass, or we get something older and do it that way. Some people are wondering whether I would do a Hellcat or anything like that. Honestly, I want to do something different. I'm just not sure exactly what it is, because I've done my due diligence. There's a lot of Hellcat content, and we talked about this on last Friday night's live. There's a ton of Hellcat content, and I feel like those guys already have a lot of that stuff covered, and I just want to do something a little bit different and cool with you guys. So even though the Viper as of right now isn't going anywhere, I know some guys were a little bit upset if the Viper was leaving, but I don't think it is. We're still gonna have a Ram on the channel. I'm pointing here, but it's not here right now, but the 2014 Ram that we have on the channel isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And if it does, we have the 2005 Ram SRT10 that I just haven't shown you guys yet because it's not here, it's stored far away. So we still have that. So either way, there's gonna be Ram content, Mopar content, and there's gonna be the Viper stuff. And then we'll just get something else that's gonna be cool and fun to work on. Some of you guys were asking about the Viper. Why don't we work on that? I've already done a ton of stuff to that thing. The only thing I haven't done is open the motor, but we'll save that for later. Maybe we'll put a cam in it at some point, but I mean, the Viper already has a ton of stuff done to it. So let's see what some of you guys are saying. Eric, keep up the content, bro. Thanks, Eric. Thank you guys for your support. I'll say it once again. Cameron says, keep the Viper forever. That's kind of what my intention was. I mean, I've always wanted one since I was a kid, and then getting one, it was amazing for like the first year or two, and then you kind of get a little bit bored after a while. So Omar, who you guys saw do all the drywall, helped me with the drywall. He actually had one, which you guys probably saw. So if you guys watched some of the older videos, there was another red Viper, but it had white stripes, and we put a big wing on it. We did a bunch of stuff to his too. He sold his, and he took my car today because it had to go to the shop. So he took it today, and he did not miss it whatsoever. I mean, driving the car is fun, but it's like such a raw, connected experience that it's honestly like tiring. The thing just beats you up. If there's any like crevices in the road, it'll try to like drive into them. So it's bumpy, it's loud, it's just a raw car. So nothing wrong with that. It's just, it is what it is. I'm just letting you guys know that driving it is a very exhilarating experience, but it's also like gruesome. So all the articles about it just being a raw, gruesome car is true. So, you know, if you've been working all day and driving all day and then you jump in that thing, it's honestly annoying, but it's a fun experience. If you guys haven't been in one, I'd recommend to try and get in one, wherever that might be. Cameron says, want to help me install a Paxton on mine? This is Mighty Mouse. Sure. Are you, I don't know if you're local. Let me know if you are. I would be down. I'd be down for putting, helping somebody work on their car if they're local. I mean, honestly, I'll just say it now. The reason why I built this, you know, shop, garage, man cave, lift, all this stuff, I did it to be like a hangout spot. That's what I'm trying to do, honestly. I'm just throwing it out there. So I want it to be like, if somebody, even if it's somebody here that's like local to LA or whatever, if they want to work on something, let me know and we'll do it. I mean, that's kind of why I built this, so it could be like a fun experience. People can come, you know, and it gives more variety to the channel. Because if somebody, for example, brings like a charger that they would want to do a cold air intake on, or an exhaust or something like that, we can do it here on the lift, and I don't have to own that car, but at the same time I can bring you guys different content too. So yeah, if you guys are local and you guys have different vehicles, or even if you have a Ram and you guys want to do stuff, that'll allow us to keep Ram content on there without me necessarily owning one. So I'll throw that out there as well. SSH says the Viper is too beautiful to sell. Yeah, I mean, it's, you guys can see it. It's not even really that clean right now, and the thing just shines. I really do like the car. It's just, yeah, I mean, I never really planned on selling it as of yet. I mean, obviously you guys are probably no different than me. If there's always, you know, everything's for sale for the right price type thing, but it's not like I'm listing it or anything like that, because I can get a Ram 1500, the exact same thing again. It's not, like they're kind of common, but to get that again, there's only like 30 of them made with red with silver stripes. They're really low numbers. To try to get the same car again is like very, very hard. Blaine says, did you ever find the Volkswagen key? No, I didn't. Tonight I actually went and picked up the Volkswagen from the dealership. So all is well and good. It was like $275 for that whole headache. But like I was mentioning, if you guys don't have AAA, I have the AAA premium membership, whatever they call it, and they cover $150 for the locksmith charge. So $275, they cover $150, so whatever the math is, that $125 mistake. But what happened was I left the key on the back of my tailgate of my truck and then drove off on it, and now the key is nowhere to be found. So silly mistake on my part, but trust me, I tried looking for it everywhere. It's gone. So I think somebody picked it up and it's just gone. So that's that situation. What else? Sick TV. Bro, the Vipers are not just unique. They're unrivaled on pure engine type and setup. Yeah. I mean, there's truly nothing like it. An odd firing V10. Some people like it, some people hate it, and I don't know, it's one of those things you just have to experience. It's different. I mean, they make a lot of power, and not so much, I mean, this one makes decent power, but the new ones, like 2013 and I want to say 2013 up, but they only made it until 2017. But 2013 and 2017, where they're like 640 something horse around there, those motors have a ton of potential. I have a few friends and stuff, and I've seen them twin turbo. Those things make a ton of jams, so definitely a lot of potential. I would love to get a new one. If I had the opportunity to sell this and get the newer one, I probably would, to be honest. Mighty Mouse says, I'm moving to LA in June. I got a Paxton Novi 2500 setup coming in the mail. Planning on selling it soon after I get there. Yeah, that's sick, man. Let's do it. Like I said, get a hold of me. I think I've already been talking to you on Instagram and whatnot, but I'm down. Bring it here and we can work on it. We'll install it. I've always wanted to do it to mine, but with mine being a 2000, it doesn't have the forged pistons, and I got too many projects on the go right now. But eventually I think I'm gonna do something with this, but just not sure just yet. What else we got? SSH, I think you're on the right track with the Vet or Camaro. Affordable and good power to weight. Whatever you choose, it will be fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this. I love my Mopars, but at the same time, like, I'm pretty open-minded in the sense that if somebody else makes a cool car or a nice car, I'll, you know, I'm not afraid to own that car. I'm not like that, you know, I don't want to say closed-minded, but like, you know, I love the Viper, I love the Ram trucks, but I do think that other people or other brands still make cool vehicles, or, you know, they have other cool cars available. So if any of the brands make a cool car, I don't mind having it, owning it, you know, showing you guys videos on it. So, I mean, I kind of already have a mix of stuff. I've gone from Honda to the Viper. I've had a bunch of different stuff. I had an SRT4 Neon back in the day. Like, I've just gone back and forth between different vehicles. Whoever makes a cool product, I'm in for. So I think, you know, obviously the Hellcats are super cool. Nothing wrong with the Hellcats. All I'm saying is just there's a ton of content already on the internet and on YouTube on them. And I just want to find something a little bit different. It's just to kind of differentiate ourselves. Because if for some reason if we hit like a good content, like one of the vets, or we just build some crazy ridiculous thing that maybe goes viral or something, it can afford different stuff. So that will bring, you know, more traffic. We can maybe go crazy twin turbo with the Viper if like the channel just blows up. So a lot of cool things happening. I'm just trying to keep it fresh, switch things up so that the channel continues to grow. So, because I feel like I've already covered so much ground on the 1500, the 4th gen Ram, that if I just stuck in that lane and just kept doing that, I think we probably wouldn't continue to see growth. Even if it was just, you know, switching to diesel or doing something, I think we constantly have to change a little bit. Otherwise, you know, we'll only get so big on the channel. SSH says, if you sell the Viper, get a 2016 or 2017. Yeah, I mean, this one's the ACR model. You guys can probably see right here. So this is actually an older ACR model. If I got the newer Viper, it would have to be the newer ACR. So that's my take on it with the big wing and all that crazy aero stuff. Alfonso says, yo man, checking. Where is the Ram at the moment? It's not gone. My buddy Omar is driving it because we had to play a bunch of games of juggling vehicles today. I had to pick up the Volkswagen. He took the Viper to the shop, and right now his Chevy keys are right here, and I have a Chevy outside. So he's bringing the truck back, and his Chevy's here, and then he's taking that home. So just kind of a weird mix-up of vehicles, but I still have the truck. I'm going to be doing some filming with it tomorrow, and then hopefully we can start documenting the whole back to stock process. David says, upgrade the Ram brake calipers. No, the brakes have always been stock on that. I mean, if you were doing like road course stuff maybe, or trying to like race it in that fashion, I could see using bigger brakes, but they honestly weren't too bad. Yeah, I mean, for the drag racing stuff that we did, I definitely had enough brakes, but if you've ever driven an SRT10 Ram with those big oversized brakes, those things are awesome. Like, honestly, it'd be cool if you could put those on a 4th gen, because if you ever drive one of those, if you touch the brake pedal, when I took that thing on a test drive when it was new, because we bought it new, and there was 3 seats. I had my mom in the passenger seat, and the salesman was sitting in the middle seat, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't aware that thing stopped that good, and it was a single cab, and I hit the brakes like a normal brake pedal, and I swear to God, the sales guy in the middle nearly hit the windshield. So, yeah, the brakes on the SRT10, the single cabs, work really well with those big Brembos. Let's see. Mighty Mouse. Mine's a 01 Sapphire and Silver. I'm going to keep the boost low until I build the engine. It'll be cool to install. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I don't think it's gonna be that hard. Just the intake comes off and you put the supercharger on these V10 engines. So it won't be that bad of an install, but it'll be fun and cool to see. And yeah, let's definitely set it up. So it sounds like you guys can probably tell from the comments and from what I'm saying right now, we're gonna end up supercharging a Viper on here, I'm guessing this year. So that'll be pretty cool. David said, paint the calipers. Yeah, so the truck's probably not going to stick around too much longer. I think most of you guys know at this point. So yeah, David, we're going to be probably moving on from the Ram pretty shortly. So I don't think we're going to be doing too much more to the Ram. There's a couple small things I want to finish up as far as videos, but yeah, for the most part, we're done like modifying the truck. Alfonso says, when interested in the ported throttle bodies, have PayPal halfway set up. Let me get a hand on one of those if you have any left. Yeah, the ported throttle bodies were in high demand for a while. I might have one kicking around, but yeah, just DM me or however you guys want to get a hold of me on Instagram or something like that. SSH, a 370Z might be cool, but I know nothing about them. Yeah, unfortunately the 370s and the 350s and stuff, they have a really bad rap, I want to say, around here. That would almost be like a huge heat score getting one of those cars, as bad as that sounds to say. Those, like, there's a lot of people that do a lot of like street racing and drifting and those street takeovers. There's a lot of people, I'm not saying that specific car, but cars similar to that, whether it's like a 350Z or you know, just those kind of cars. And I wouldn't want to get one just because I think they're kind of a, yeah, kind of a cop magnet. I don't know what other way to say it. It's just a lot of people do some crazy, silly things in those cars, and I just don't think I'd want to own one. If I did own one, I'd want to keep it bone stock, because if you do anything to that, it's just asking for trouble. Did I get the rear end stuff sorted out on the channel? Blaine's asking. Yeah, so I did. If you guys checked out, I think, yeah, I did a video like 2 videos ago, I think it was. But anyways, check a couple of videos ago. I talk about the rear end stuff, and the result of that was the QA ones worked. They mask, I want to say mask. Somebody used the word masked. It doesn't necessarily solve the problem, but it doesn't make it a problem, if that makes sense. So if you put the stiffer QA1 shocks on there, the back end won't do the dance. It won't, obviously, just putting shocks on your vehicle aren't gonna fix the alignment issue, but it'll keep it from doing that dance. I mean, we're doing like almost 120 miles an hour through the traps at the quarter, and we didn't get any crazy dancing, but I've felt it want to do it, where it does that shake thing back and forth. So I guess to summarize, if you guys are on a budget, you can get away with just putting the shocks and it'll feel decent, but it's still there. But to actually fix it 100%, you should get the brackets. This is where we're at. But yeah, if you guys are on a budget, you don't necessarily have to put the brackets on. It's not like an absolute must, as long as you get the upgraded shocks. If you don't get the upgraded shocks, I wouldn't do it, because when it does that dancing thing, it gets kind of sketchy. Mighty Mess says, I test drove a C7Z a couple weeks ago, and they're beastly. I definitely recommend getting one if you want to expand the channel. So many mods out there. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of Mopar guys on here, but those newer Corvettes have a ton of potential. If you guys ever watched like Street Speed 717, when he was doing a lot of stuff with the newer Vets, the C7 Z06, he kind of missed an opportunity, in my opinion. He showed the car when it was done, but he didn't really cover it too much, if you guys are getting what I'm saying. So he took the car, he would drop it off, it would get a bunch of work done to it, and he would get it back. You'd kind of see a little bit of driving around, but he never really showed its true potential, and he never showed the process or got into too much detail on what he exactly did to get certain numbers. So he did some dyno stuff, which is cool, and it got me interested in it, but I think there was a big void as far as the stuff he covered on it. So you can make like upwards of 800-900 wheel horsepower on a stock block on those new C7 Corvettes, the Z06 model. So people are putting like ported blowers, different pulleys, and running E85, and maybe a couple other small things, and they're making like insane amounts of power. So they're right there with the Hellcat power. I don't know, they're probably pretty comparable right there, but you gotta remember that Corvette is way lighter than a Hellcat. So it'd be pretty cool to do something like that and document it a bit better. Like I said, if none of that stuff existed with the Hellcat, I would probably do it with the Hellcat, but the fact that so many people, whether it's SRT Mush or, you know, some of the other kind of joker people, there's the Tall Guy reviews, car reviews, there's Motor Tube, the list just goes on and on as far as people with the Hellcat. Nothing to discredit any of those people, but there's just a lot of content on Hellcat, and I want to do something different. And what else? George says, your videos help me decide on getting the Beltec 2.4 with the Viking adjustable, picking up from Mo's Performance next week. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with it. One thing I haven't really covered too much is the Beltec kit doesn't recommend to do it, but I would do it, is the the cups that are on the back. So on the front suspension, they get you to cut off the, I guess they're like a, what would you call it? It's like a dampener. So they actually have the rubber stops, is what I meant to say. So they have the rubber stops and they get you to cut them off. But on the back, they get you to just leave them. So I would recommend probably cutting off the back ones because I can feel them tap and bottom out on big like G out bumps. Actually, I can hear my truck right now, so Omar is probably here. I might have to wrap this up shortly, but yeah, I would definitely recommend taking off the rears and putting a different bump stop in there. So what else we got? Michael says, I love your channel. The Ram is what originally brought me to it. I have a 2014 as well. I missed the truck, but look forward to seeing the next build. Yeah, I mean, this next build is gonna be fun, guys. I promise. It's not gonna be boring. I'm doing it to shake things up and make things fun. So that's the plan. Would I ever consider getting something carbureted? With all these newer supercharged stock vehicles, it's hard to go against that. And even a lot of the older vehicles, people are putting newer engines and setups, whether it's Hellcat swaps, into the older vehicles. So I'd probably gonna stick with newer fuel injected stuff at this point, especially with HP tuners. We got everybody supporting us to do fuel injected. Alex said, would you ever consider getting something? Oh, we just read that one. Frank said, would I consider getting an older Cadillac CTS-V and see what I can do with it? I wanna get full track car, so that's the plan. I wanna get something we can take to the track, both strip and road course, and really do some damage with it. That's the plan. So with the CTS-V, they're cool, they're fast, but it's like kind of half daily driver and half Corvette. I just wanna go full race, full send. SSH says, yeah, I would definitely be more interested in seeing the mods being done rather than the Street Speed 717 video with him drinking a Monster and going to Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I mean, everybody's watched the Street Speed 717 stuff. It's cool content, it's fun, but maybe getting into a little bit more of the technical side. I mean, I think he can only take it so far, right? He doesn't look like he's super technical, and I've watched videos of him like struggling with hand tools and stuff. Again, I love his content, but I don't think that's his expertise. I think he's more of a funny guy, more of a personal guy. So he obviously does well, so I can't take anything away from him. But yeah, I want to do some more physical, like hands-on mechanical stuff, talk to you guys about it, talk to you about why I'm doing it, and then show you what I'm doing. And I think having that mix of, you know, wrenching and talking about it, I think it'll be a cool combo. It seems to be liked with the Ram stuff, and that's why I want to do it with the next video. But anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up here. We'll try to get another video in every Friday. I know the last one was about an hour. This one's about half an hour, but it's late. And again, thanks for your support. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. We hit 25K, so I'm setting up that giveaway with HP Tuners, so you guys will see that shortly. And hopefully we'll wrap up the build. So what you guys can expect to see is a video kind of wrapping up the truck, the Hell Ram, and then I'll show you guys videos of putting the truck back to stock also. So lots more content coming. We're not stopping, and we're gonna have some new stuff. But I know it's late on the East Coast for you guys. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.